Thank you very much, Dr. Pandey. It was nice to see so many stalwart. That is Dr. Amar Agrawal, Dr. D. Ramamurthy, Dr. Harshul Talk, and Dr. Vidushi in this uh, uh, instruction course. It is often said that fail to prepare, then you prepare to fail. That's why we should always prepare any of the thing for any of the even simple situation, not only complex situation. What is important? You have to diagnose any of the situation, whether it is simple or complex. You have to plan, you have to innovate and execute. And then after you do surgery, you have to have the follow-up of these patients, because I will be showing you some of the complex situation. We have seen several of the complex situation, such as PHPV, microphthalmos with cataract, posterior lenticonus, double crystalline lens, and other. Here is a case of posterior lenticonus, 12-year-old child with lenticonus. And this is operatively completion of the continuous curvilinear capsular axis and removal of the cortex. And it was, although it was diagnosed operatively before starting surgery, you can see the lax posterior capsule, where as usual we have to do primary posterior capsulotomy and implant IOL into bag and remove all the vitreous tractions. Here this is triamcinolone to identify the vitreous traction and to remove any of the residual traction. And here is that child, which I think you have seen long back in 2013 and sometime in the recent past also, child with double crystalline lens. Here we have done two continuous curvilinear capsular axis. I don't know whether anywhere in the world anybody has done two axes in the two crystalline lens in the same eye. And this is removal of the cortex, and customized IOL is prepared and it is fixed in the cartridge and then implanted in such a way that haptics are in the capsular bag, and it is amblyopia therapy, and child has excellent outcome. As you can see here, can catch the smallest of the object. Occlusion therapy is extremely important. Here is a high corneal astigmatism with cataract. Here marking is done. Child was cooperative for marking, and then we did continuous curvilinear capsular axis. And then hydrodissection followed by removal of the cortex from the capsular bag. And then here in this child we have placed toric IOL, and it is important to accurately place the toric IOL in the exactly right axis. So here finally it was placed exactly in the axis which is defined. It should have perfect alignment. And here is a next situation, that is juvenile idiopathic arthritis. Very, very small people, 360-degree posterior synechiotomy was done, and then viscoelastic injected, and then is the injection of the Malaysian ring. Just to achieve adequate dilatation of the people, we place this Malaysian ring, and this is followed by staining of the capsule and complete continuous curvilinear capsular axis. And here, after aspiration of the lens matter, implantation of the IOL into capsular bag, followed by removal of the Malaysian ring. Even small peripheral iodectomy was done in this child. Here is another child, 4-year-old child with congenital lenticular coloboma. And because there were posterior sanicies, saniciotomy was done, followed by continuous curvilinear capsular axis. And then we applied hooks to the rhexis margin. These are the hooks application to the rhexis margin, iododissection, and then removal of the cortex from the capsular bag, and then passing of the propylene suture and implantation of the ring, single eyelet ring into the capsular bag for the better stabilization of the capsular bag. And then we implanted toric IOL into the capsular bag. Accuracy is very important. Here it is accurately placed, and then these iris conjunctival hooks were removed, and finally suturing was done. This is just immediate post-operative picture before and after and precision of the surgical procedure. Here is another child with cataract. This is a child of congenital glaucoma where they have implanted the tube. This was a small pupil, and here also we used Malaysian ring. Adequate dilatation was achieved using Malaysian ring. Removal of the cortex after rhexis. And after removal of the cortex, IOL is implanted into capsular bag. And this Malaysian ring was removed from the. And this is the trimming of this long tube which was placed by our glaucoma team, and removal of the viscoelastic from the anterior chamber and from behind the lens. Tamponade was given so that there is no bleed during surgery. Here is PHPV with cataract. This is something not very common. This is a hemorrhagic type of PHPV, and here this is after rhexis. Then it is very important to cauterize the vascularized membrane. Almost 360-degree, and then removal of this vascularized membrane after cutting it with the micro scissor, and also cauterizing the stalk. This is a thick stalk, and then cutting it with the scissor. This is cutting with the scissor. This is a not very common type of hemorrhagic type of PHPV. And then is vitrectomy, and then implantation of the IOL. One can capture or place the IOL into the capsular bag. And this is after capture of the IOL in the capsular bag. And these are some of the other cases of PHPV which we have done. We have done more than 50 cases of these cases. Thank you so much. Thank you for giving me opportunity to speak in this instruction course.